Welcome to the arena.
Welcome to the MoW Character Showdown. It is part of the Onyx Arena Championship Series, where we will be taking MoW characters and we're going to be pitting them against each other through mainly not through their rules and what they do, but through their character skills themselves and the art and how we perceive them to battle against one another, utilizing their inherited skills, not their rules within the game. You've got myself, Randy, and Josh, Brandon. I can speak for you if you. Yep. So today, what we're going to do is we've already randomly drawn different characters for this particular bracket. We have many more characters than is in this first bracket, and we are going to talk through each battle, and we're going to give our opinions on characters, and then we're going to allow a winner to emerge. We're going to go through 2 rounds, and then we're going to stop at the final 8, and then all the final characters that are battling each day will battle against each other, and we're going to allow the community to pull through a champion, and the champion then will go against another champion in the future when we run another championship series bracket. So without further ado, let's get going. The first 2 characters are Proxy versus Red Sky. So we got a good matchup here. It's an Alpha Guard versus Razor Corp, so 2 of our original factions. Red Sky is a legendary character, so he's got more value, supposed value in the community. But Proxy's got some unique skills that might be able to counter. I think both of them are what we would say they're both not fighters.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Kind of like influencers,
right.
Almost.
Yes. Proxy controls more technology, and she uses that technology to hack and to do other things, to manipulate things, whereas Red Sky is really a leader. He's a leader, pulls the strings, makes the strategic decisions. So which of those 2 characters would advance in a battle? That's a tough one, really. It's like we had to throw a... we didn't give our
start with
ball.
the difficult one.
Yeah, this one's really, really tough.
I'm a little biased just because we've been working on our novel, but I feel Proxy would have the upper hand.
I would go Red Sky simply because of his power and his control. I agree with you. Proxy would be definitely. This is a push kind of battle where they could both either could come out victorious. But I would go Red Sky simply because of his position within the faction. So Brandon, you get the tiebreak.
I don't know if it's one-on-one, and this Red Sky doesn't have his minions to help him. I might have to go with Proxy.
All right. So is that your vote?
Yeah.
All right. Proxy is the champion. She is moving on. Red Sky. Sorry, buddy.
Big Red.
Big Red is dead.
Next up, we have another really interesting battle between Rebecca Rose and Mini-Eyed One. I would say in this case, both of them are more of, in their own way, fighters.
Yeah.
Rebecca has a sword and a pistol, so she's dual wielding.
She's ready.
Range and close. But Mini-Eyed One has his own skill set with controls of these little drones.
Like technological drones.
Yeah.
Right, and he's got the ability to control these things around him. So it's like kind of a close combat, but can probably also reach out and fight from a distance. So they're both actually, if you think about it, they're both actually similar. She can fight close with her sword and distance with her pistol, and he can move the drones from a distance or close.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
That's another real tough one.
That is a tough one. I think I would give the edge to Rebecca.
Okay.
I think it would be a close fight.
Well, Brandon, you're wearing the Dawnlight shirt, so what do you think?
Which sucks because I think I have to give it to Rebecca. I think she's the better, more skilled fighter.
I would agree. Rebecca Rose definitely has an upper hand here. I think the sword is faster than the drone. So we're going to go 3-0, Rebecca Rose. All right?
All right.
Congratulations, Rebecca.
And she looks better.
She definitely, depending on your opinion.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, this is a good matchup.
So, yes, this one's, again, another tough one. I mean, there's nothing easy about this. Some of them are, even the Rebecca Rose Mini-Eyed One, I think, is still a better matchup than the 3-0 would allow. But Promethea versus Vibrus. Now, this is interesting. So, Vibrus They're both legendaries. Promethea is one of the most skilled physical fighters in all of Novus. She's an edge hunter.
Yeah, she's never lost a Kermis match.
Right, and she's edge hunter. We didn't mention, by the way, Rebecca was Shadow Cell, and Mini-Eyed one was Dawnlight. Now we have a Cloud Echo versus Edge Hunter. Before I forget to mention, Blood Crown and Waterborne are not included in our current championships because they're still in production. But this is a 2 fringe factions. Tell me a little bit about Vibrus, how you see him.
Gosh, I mean,
Or it.
He's definitely going to be larger. You know, maybe like 3 stories tall, roughly.
3 stories tall.
Yeah, he's a big bot, big echo. And he's also got a laser beam attached to his head.
Yeah. It's kind of hard.
Dr. Evil would be proud.
It would seem that Promethea would not stand a chance against something so large.
Yeah, even with all her skills.
And she's got her elemental powers too.
Well, that is interesting. She does have the ability for some level of wind control.
Yeah.
And earth.
And a little bit of
She could actually work those 2 elemental powers against, and those are good ones against that particular.
Yeah, I mean.
But it's so big.
It's so big, and he's made out of all types of metallic components. I don't see how wind would do a whole lot.
I mean, he is kind of floating.
Open
so
the earth.
Yeah.
Open up the earth. He falls into it. She wins.
Yeah.
It's a tough matchup for her. I mean, I give her in a one-on-one battle against just about anyone. You put her against Rebecca Rose or Mini-Eyed one previously, I'd actually give her the win.
Yeah. I would personally give Vibrus the win on this one.
I think just because it's
Pure
pure
mass.
size, yeah, and
Look, since it looks like Vibrus is going to win 2 to whatever, so I'm going to go with Promethea because I believe she will crawl up into Vibrus's leg. She will dismantle him from the inside, and she'll come out of she'll blow up his head like the guy in the Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give her that, even though she does not win the battle. So Vibrus moves on. Sorry, Promethea, you would have been my choice.
This would make for some good fanfic.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Next up, we have a very interesting matchup. Again, I do not know how we randomly did this because these are both players that are going to take 2 cards from your side of the board.
Right. Yeah.
Right? In a rule. Now, we're not debating the rules, okay, at all. We're just debating what we think they can do. So Elohim, who is a leader of Dawnlight, and the Loyal Gentleman, who is an epic character in Alpha Guard. I would tell you that, again, I think both characters in their own ways are similar because I think the Loyal Gentleman uses his resources to really generate, and I'm not sure Elohim is much of a one-on-one battler either. She's a big influencer.
Yeah.
I could see it not really being like a one-on-one physical battle, more like a debate of minds. They seem like they would be too cordial to one another.
Yes,
Yeah.
but who will win in the negotiation is basically the way I see it. And I'm going to go straight up with the Loyal Gentleman here. And I'm only doing that, not because I don't like Elohim, but I don't. I'm just kidding. Sometimes she is really difficult to deal with in the actual game. But the Loyal Gentleman has purpose. He has friends, he has influence, and he has a lot of it. That's one of his big skills. He's always on his holophone,
Right.
and he's always able to
Nice.
negotiate the better deal. And so to me, even if Elohim has some power over him, he has the ability to win in other ways that maybe I don't think she can handle. She is legendary,
Yeah.
but I'm going to go with the Loyal Gentleman on this one.
Okay.
Brandon?
I think I'm gonna give it to Elohim just because she seems a little more influential in her position of Dawnlight.
Okay. Man, this is a tough tiebreaker. I think I would go with the Loyal Gentleman.
Ooh.
I think that's a good point. Elohim, as powerful she is a little bit more of a fanatic, and I think the Loyal Gentleman would have more of a reach outside of his own faction.
Yeah, I would
More
agree with that.
influence.
Yeah.
All right, Loyal Gentleman.
All right.
Funny how the legendaries are falling.
So that was the first 2 brackets.
Yep, and we'll set that up.
Ooh, there's another ledge for
Oh yeah, and another good matchup because 2 really, really strong characters. We have Professor Antares, probably the most influential Cloud Echo character, and the Oracle, one of the most powerful mind control characters in all of Razor Corp. Wow, That's another tough one. It's a crazy. So we randomly drew all of these. None of this was set up, and it's very interesting how these characters are actually matching up. These two might be as difficult as any two.
Yeah.
Tell us about what they do.
Well, it's like Professor Antares. He wouldn't have. I don't think he'd have any. What would you say? He wouldn't be influenced by the Oracle as much because he's now full Echo.
I don't think he'd be influenced at all by her. Not really. But he may still maintain some level of some humanity. So those that don't know, Professor Antares is the first and only, as far as we know, Echo that was once human and transformed himself into an Echo.
Kind of piece by piece.
Right. And what he did was the start of a big Echo, or the start of Cloud Echo, essentially. And all the Cloud Echo characters treat him as the father. And so, because of that, has a high pain threshold, obviously.
He's made of metal, so if it's a one-on-one fight, he can just hit her.
Right, and he understands humanity. Now, he isn't human anymore, but he does have the best understanding of humanity as any Echo in the world.
Yeah. Right, yeah. My vote on this one, just because I would vote the Oracle.
Okay.
My reason being, I feel like her kind of clairvoyance, her ability to kind of see ahead, would give her the upper hand.
I will go Professor Antares because he is also about 2 meters tall, maybe a little larger than that. He's very strong. He's now metallic, and he understands the human. So instead of fighting like an Echo or a robot, he can fight and perceive what a human might do. So even with her mind control and even with her abilities, I think he can predict it, and his strength and his influence within his faction is got to be as good as any legendary character in their faction.
And I would agree with that, with the fact that he's a professor, so he's extremely intelligent. So I would give it to Professor Antares.
All right.
He wins.
He wins. We've got another Cloud Echo. So right now, a pretty good balance of characters, but Razor Core has not won, so let's see if they get on the board.
Ooh.
So next up, we have Black Shade versus Ruin Watch. Yet, I would say another good matchup in which these two characters both control elements of power. Black Shade controls the Black Mirror technology, which allows people to move from one place to another, like a teleportation.
Right.
And Ruin Watch controls Afterlife. She's able to move, bring people back from the afterlife, put people into the afterlife, move everybody around, do whatever she wants. So they both have similar powers.
I give, just imagining, I give the edge to Runewatch because I imagine her bringing herself back from the afterlife.
How can you do that?
If she wants to be killed by Black Shade. She's just that cool, man.
I'm not sure she can do that. I don't know. I've never seen that before. If you can just keep bringing yourself back, you'll never die. And if you're immortal, yes, you win. But I don't believe she can do that. I'm going to go with Black Shade because she's got a big cube. And that cube is bigger than Ruin Watch cube. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, and she can trap people in the cube.
She could trap people in the cube, but you
Yeah.
could say something.
You gotta expand the cube for
Yeah.
Runewatch bringing back a bunch of minions to fight for.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I
Yeah,
won't
that
vote.
is
I won't vote
scary.
yet. I haven't voted yet. So Brandon, you go ahead while I'm
All right,
thinking.
well then I'll give it to Black Shade because of the Black Mirror technology. It gives her influence a lot over the community.
I really think Ruin Watch probably could win in the fight, especially with the minions. But if Black Shade teleports her to the other side of the world, she has no chance. So I'll go with Black Shade on this one. So Black Shade, you are the winner.
All right.
All right. Next up, we have a Dawnlight Cloud Echo matchup. Azrael versus Rupture. Now this one's interesting because I think Rupture is one of the rare Cloud Echoes that's really a fighter.
Yeah.
Right? And Azrael is a physical fighter as well with a ginormous
Scythe.
So we got a scythe on one side and a gun on the other. It just depends on what else Azrael does. Does he fly? Well, he has wings, doesn't he?
He does
I
have
think,
wings,
yeah, I thought he
So
had fly.
He has the ability to move around fast to avoid ruptures,
Yeah.
but he is a robot.
I think it
So,
would be
yeah.
a good fight, but I think one massive slice from that scythe could cut through Rupture.
Probably. So is that your vote?
I would vote Azrael.
I would vote Azrael as well because he's also the Angel of Death, right?
No. That's St. Vicious,
That's-
but good try.
Yeah.
But we'll say he's the secondary angel.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So we're going to say, I agree, Azrael has simply the speed and power to overcome Rupture. But Rupture probably could give him a nice fight.
Give him a good fight.
Run for his money.
All right, so we got Azrael through. Next up, we've got probably the best matchup, I
Ooh,
think,
yeah.
is an Echo Strike Carbonite matchup. And that one is tough. Yeah, we all say on this one because Echo Strike is probably it was the first, let's say, Echo type character that we've created, right? In the beginning, is he human or is he Echo?
I would say he'd be more human than Echo. I kind of envision Echo Strike as kind of the pinnacle of an elite soldier, someone who.
But with
More like a cyborg character.
Kind of,
He's-
yeah.
right.
He's got tons of tech and equipment to aid him, but it's like he's like a 22er veteran, who's fought in all these previous wars and is a soldier leader of the faction.
Carbonite, on the other hand, is also a leader, but he leads with the ability to use other people's technologies, right? And basically copy whatever they're doing and
Yeah.
fight back with the same technology. Now that doesn't mean he's an expert at using that technology,
Yeah.
which is why I would vote for Echo Strike, only because he could take Carbonite down, particularly because Carbonite is much like Echo Strike, probably a human-esque cyborg,
Right.
and Echo Strike's specific capability is the destruction of echoes. And if he has the ability, anyone that's pure human isn't necessarily his best target.
Right.
Also, Echo Strike has a gun, and Carbonite doesn't.
Wow, Carbonites can copy it.
He can copy,
I
but-
think it would be I could envision it
Tough.
almost like Echo is shooting his plasma rifle and Carbonite redirects the plasma fire
Yeah.
back at him. I think it would be a great fight, but I think Echo Strike would have the slight upper hand.
Yeah.
So 3-0. Sorry, Carbonite, and Carbonite's a cover boy. So yeah. So Echo Strike pulls it off. Next up, we've got a Skinworm Crafty Butcher, the battle of really bad guys, essentially. Now this is interesting because Skinworm is
Hungry.
so Skinworm is really a deceptive character. He has the ability. He's fast. He's again a novel
Deceptive for his
novel-based
size.
character. He's quick. He's fast. He's wormy.
He's got jagged teeth.
He's got jagged teeth. What did you call him? What was his name?
Grinder mouth.
Grinder mouth. But Crafty
Shout out to
Butcher.
Grinder Mouth.
Crafty Butcher has all the knives that you could ever want.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
And just throw them at him.
And just from a distance, he could take out Skinworm. So
Yeah. I think I would give the edge to Crafty Butcher,
Okay.
personally.
and you?
Yeah, I would say that too, because Crafty Butcher can actually step out in sunlight. I don't think Skinworm can.
I think Skinworm can. He can go into the sunlight. Possibly there's a little beam of light. It's more pronounced in the actual
Yeah.
final card. But I would say that Skinworm would run from Crafty Butcher as fast as he possibly could. So he might win in a race,
Yeah.
but might lose in a fight. So
I
go
think
ahead.
just to give Skinworm a little bit of credit, if the Crafty Butcher were to fall into Skinworm's cavernous lair,
Oh yeah,
I
he's
think
dead.
he'd be done for.
Yeah.
But the fight, we don't have a location yet.
No.
So because the location for this one is just in an arena, I think Crafty Butcher wins.
I think so too.
All right,
Okay.
Crafty. All right. Next up, we have a max shelling
That's
versus
easy.
the allied soldier. Ooh. So we have two big swords, one glowing green and the other glowing blue. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a tough one.
This one's really hard. This is a draw to me, essentially, as characters.
I
I'm
can see that as a
I'm
push,
guessing
yeah.
Max Schelling is. We know that he's very large.
The size of that
He's the
door.
size of a 7.5 to 8 foot door.
Yeah.
We don't really know exactly how big the allied soldier is offhand, but I think he's also very large. but more along the lines of a human instead
More-
of a giant.
more of an
Big
average
MMA
man.
fighter.
Yeah.
Rather than like a titan.
I'm gonna go straight up with max shelling. I think his sword just has a longer reach.
Yeah.
I think it has it's tied to more of a technical power with it.
It's
and
more
I
of a
think
futuristic David and Goliath.
Yeah.
Yes,
nah,
exactly.
because I don't think the allied soldier's that small.
Right.
Yeah.
Or is Max Shelling that big?
He is that big. I'm gonna go with max. I'd actually say like a max shelling Vibris. I would almost go max shelling because he's that big of a
You
presence.
just cut off the arms as he's
Yes,
walking.
he would just.
Yeah.
So I mean, I might actually give that. So I'm gonna go max shelling on this one.
I would go Max as well.
Okay. Then.
3 maxes. But if you were to pick one as the card in the game, I'm not gonna. Don't answer that.
Yeah.
So
We're going based on. the
next
rules.
up, we've got a woman matchup, a Razor Dawn, a beautiful symphony of powers between Nirvana and Nocturne. Nocturne holds the glow of her orb in her hand with magical powers. Nirvana simply speaks and the magic arises from her hands. I think Nirvana is a great healer, a changer, but I don't think she's a fighter.
No.
And I think Nocturne would knock the
Daylight.
living daylights out of
Knock
her.
Yeah.
the turn out of her.
Yeah.
Knock the turn out of her.
Yeah, I think Nocturne would just be
Yeah.
ruthless.
Yeah, Nirvana
Yes.
probably wouldn't normally be in the showdown. She would be on the side helping the people that got
Yeah.
injured
Yeah.
or swapping out characters. That's more her role. So I think she's just a little in over her head. I think we all agree.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nirvana, we love you, but you're out. Next up, we have a holo card, the Watcher versus Replicantus. Don't worry about it; it's not going to actually be on there. All right, so the Watcher versus Replicantus. The Watcher is a very, very powerful character. Basically, the highest level leader in Shadow Cell. He controls technology. He creates technology. He has cameras and video everywhere. He is not much for an arena fight, however.
Right.
But I'm not sure Replicantus is much as well. I think Replicantus, in many ways, is similar to the Watcher in his own faction.
Yeah, I could see that.
So,
I personally, I would give Replicantus a little bit of the edge,
okay.
mainly because he's an Echo and doesn't bleed.
Yeah.
Yes, but I will say this about the Watcher. We don't know everything about the Watcher, even we don't. The Watcher has secrets that are beyond our knowledge right now.
He could have secret tech, but
I don't mean secret tech. I mean, we don't even know what he
he's
is,
capable of,
what he's
yeah.
capable of. Is he part Echo? We don't know.
Well, I would say whatever he is capable of, Replicantus would just
Replicate?
replicate it.
Well, that's an easy way to say it, but again, replication does not mean it's the right timing or it's the right moment, and so I'm gonna go the Watcher on this one because I just think he is, as far as I can tell, like a Professor Antares of Shadow Cell. He has this control over all of Shadow Cell, and I think as this leader and this absolutely there's just too much unknown, but I'm gonna go with the unknown over the known in this case, and go with the Watcher on this one.
plus he's got a cool scarf.
Who doesn't like a cool scarf?
I would vote for Replicantus.
Okay.
And I think I would give it to Replicantus if this was a fight.
Is it a fight?
Well, that's what we need to figure out. Is it a fight?
It
or
is an arena battle.
Okay, then I would give it Replicantus.
All right. But the Watcher is going to come back and haunt you. All right. Next up, we have Reversi versus Adamance.
Ooh.
Now, Adamance is like he's really an interesting character, but he's an old school miner essentially from the standpoint of his capability. He's got the strength of a miner. He has control over the earth, but he also has the pickaxe that is deadly.
Weapon, yeah.
But Reversi is not.
Dual blades.
Yeah, she's a dual blading, very athletic, very fast, and she also has a shield. Yes.
No.
No, it just looks like
Just a
shield.
big pauldron.
Whatever the heck is that, a pauldron? What is that?
Right here?
Yeah.
No, it's just her
Nobody
form.
knows. This particular piece of art is abstract.
That's what keeps her mysterious.
Yeah, she's very mysterious. She is legendary. Her online skills are really taking a lot of power away from people.
Right.
And his ability is to bring more more things to the table. So
I would give it to Reversi in this fight. I think she would just be quicker to gain the upper hand.
I'm going straight Adamance. I'm sorry. Beefy, strong miner against Reversi. You know, this guy's got a pickaxe. Nobody has a pickaxe in this game except this guy. This guy has got the one and only pickaxe, so there's something special about that pickaxe. And I think Reversi is good. She's a legendary, she's great, but I think Adamance has some strength over Reversi in this one.
Yeah, and she's related to Red Sky, and Red Sky didn't win, so it's like, they're brother and sister. They're both losers.
Ooh, damn. That's harsh.
Some shade.
I mean, I think I would give it to Reversi. If it's strength over speed, then I would give it to Reversi.
Okay, I wish there was other people here to overrule some of these decisions.
We'll have a losers bracket.
So who won that one?
Reversi.
Reversi.
Okay.
All right, we got a 198 versus Child of Heaven.
Ooh.
All right, Dawnlight versus Shadow again.
Hmm.
Yeah. Some of these are really tough to think about when you're staring them down.
Yeah.
I just feel.
Describe the characters.
Yeah, I mean they both have
A
kind of
level of magic.
yeah, level
kind
of magical abilities.
We don't. Most of our characters, a lot of our characters, are technically magical, meaning they have a super technology of some sort. There's not a lot of a heavy amount of magic in the game. These two characters are two of the rare characters that actually have this magical. 198 received it through this basic exposure to this Nox viral virus, if you will, and he, instead of dying, was able to control these really superhuman powers. But Child of Heaven has a different kind of magic. She was born with this, almost like an edge hunter that transitioned to Dawnlight, that had some sort of power. She can move things. 198, you know, I don't know if he's a killer or if he's a controller. So. He's a killer.
Kind of both, yeah. But yeah, the Child of Heaven's ability to just move massive amounts of whatever. Maybe she could drop the arena on him.
Okay, who knows? Well, what do you say?
In a fight, I think I'd give it a 198 because after what happened to him, he might have some anger issues and needs to get him out. You know.
Oh, he could. It's possible.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I want to see Child of Heaven win, I think I would give it to number 198. Like he feels more like a killer.
Yeah, he's pretty scary. You know, I would give it to him, but I think since he's going to advance anyway, I'll go with Child of Heaven. Throw her a bone, because I do think what she has is kind of unknown. We don't know how much power and how much control she has. We haven't seen it in action yet. I'll vote for her and give her that since he's advancing. But you know, I think either way, that was a tough call. All right, we got two more. We've got Reviver versus Intellecta.
They're both kind of focused on mind.
Mind control characters. Wow. I mean, you know, these are really good matchups. I didn't really, you know, I expected more of these like 3-0s, like easy votes. I'm not feeling that many of these have been that way.
Which is good. It means we balance the characters.
Yeah.
Randomly too in this case. I'll just go straight. And this one, I'm gonna go Intellecta only because, again, the Echo capabilities, her power. She's more human-esque in a way. She's definitely Echo, but she's designed like that, so she'll have the speed. I think Reviver may have some powers that could get him over the hump on this fight. But I'm just gonna draw a line and say Intellecta.
I feel like he's got some telepathic or mind control powers.
Look at that on his head.
Yeah.
It might actually short circuit her. If you think about it, it looks like there's electrodes or something going on in there. Something.
But what would happen if she just smashes it? Will
Well,
he just die?
Well, it depends if she can get there before he does that. So I'm not sure. But again, I put my vote in. So next step, your vote.
I would vote for Intellecta as well.
Okay.
All right, then
We got a 3-0?
I think, oh, yeah.
All right.
You know,
Looks like someone's going to have to take on these Cloud Echo characters.
Yeah.
All right, Advancia versus Crow Spotter.
I'm pretty one-sided on this one.
Yeah, so I'll go with Crow Spotter.
He's got a gun, but I think Advancia.
Advancia, he'll pop the tubes and she'll go down, she'll float down, and she won't be able to keep that airflow. He's from a distance. He is a sniper. He is a great shot from a distance. And if he gets in an arena, remember how big the arena is? 500,000 people can fit in the Onyx arena, and it's kilometers long. If they're starting a distance from each other, I give it to him in a second. Because I think he'd get a shot or two in before she has even a chance.
Could she stop the bullet, though?
I don't think so.
Kinesis?
Her quantum kinesis is not going to be able to reach the bullet's mind.
She's also telepath, so she could literally get in his head before he fires.
It depends what the distance. You don't know the distance. I'm going with Crow Spotter because I'm assuming they start at opposite ends.
Okay, I'm going to go with Advancia.
I think I'm going with Advancia.
Yeah, well, I'm just tired of all the women. Sorry, all women out there.
Advancia advances.
All right, round 2, guys. The first round seemed to be, there was a lot of great matchups.
Yeah.
We had some serious discussion that we weren't always in agreement on. That last one for Advancia, I probably would have picked her, but I wanted to throw it at Josh.
Represent the men.
Yeah. Here we go. So the first round now consists of a Proxy Rebecca Rose matchup. Unfortunately, it's going to be hard to vote for Proxy against Rebecca Rose.
Yeah, I think it's a 3-0.
I think we're 3-0. That's the fastest decision we ever made. Now, Proxy is great if you put her against another controller instead of a physical fighter.
Yeah.
Right.
So Rebecca wins purely on the fact that this is an arena battle. We have a Vibrus and a Loyal Gentleman. Okay, so round 2 might not take that long. We are going with Vibrus. Now, had it been Loyal Gentleman Proxy, Rebecca Vibrus, that would have been more interesting. Next round.
Yeah.
That's good for the other. So the Rebecca Vibrus match will be decided on by the community. All right, so next up we have a Professor Antares versus Black Shade.
Ooh. I think I gotta slightly give it to the professor.
This is a tough one.
It is.
Yeah, I think as much as I like Black Shade, I think the Professor would have a little bit of edge here. Yeah.
I agree. I think Professor Antares has the strength, skill, speed, and intelligence to overcome whatever Black Shade she throws on him.
Yep.
So we are now yet another 3-0 decision. It's strange how that works.
Cloud Echo's taking over.
Cloud Echo is on the rise, but now we have an Echo Strike Azrael.
That's
Now,
tough.
sometimes you have to make a decision based on the future, too. So if I'm looking at this fight, who could beat Professor Antares? Well, in my opinion, if this one looks like a pretty close draw to me, Azrael versus Echo Strike, I might lead to Echo Strike because Echo Strike focuses on killing echoes.
Hunting Echoes.
And he's about to face an Echo. And in this particular match, the direct match versus Azrael, I also think he's got Echo Strike has the distance weapon.
Yeah.
Azrael's fast, and he did fight Rupture. So he beat Rupture in round 1. So Echo Strike's not that different than Rupture. So
In terms of having a ranged weapon, but I feel Echo Strike would have more
Tools.
More tools.
he's also a legendary, so he's a little stronger than Rupture in general. So I would go Echo Strike on this one.
I think he could take Azrael down before he closed the distance.
What do you think?
I mean, I think Ezreal could do all right against Professor, but I think in this fight, Echo Strike might pull it out.
Pull it out. All right. Well, that's going to set up a really cool third round. All right. Now we have a Crafty Butcher versus Max Schelling.
Sorry, Crafty. I think Max would cut you in half.
Yeah, I'm afraid that from a distance, Crafty Butcher might have it. But I think
even still, if he throws the sword, his
just
sword is so
think-
big, he can just hold it in front of him.
Well, even if it wasn't, I think Max Schelling could take the cuts.
Yeah,
That's the
got
thing.
armor too.
Yeah,
Crafty
exactly.
Butcher's fast.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say that this is going to be as easy as you think, because he's
Yeah.
fast and quick and can
Yeah.
speed around and can throw those knives. He might be able to win this match. But typically in this particular case, when it's sword on sword or knife on knife, I would go with the bigger, stronger character.
I think so. Yeah, I would go for Max.
All right. Max advances to play the winner of Nocturne and Replicantus.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to make a decision on this one because we've got a lot of Cloud Echo moving on.
Yeah.
But I think Replicantus can take Nocturne.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
He's strong. He can copy her moves. He's got a gold-plated face. I mean, there's things. He's got more value and just physical value. You know, the winner
As well as monetary.
Yes, I gotta still stick with Replicantus.
Yeah.
Boy, Cloud Echo is just running the table right now. But they've got they randomly got a lot of legendaries in here too. So now we got a Reversi versus number 198. By the way, Dawn Light is knocked out of this tournament. Just FYI.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
They are now
Azrael
gone.
was the last.
It was their last hope.
Gosh.
I'm leaning towards Reversi.
I'm leaning towards 198 at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, convinced me last time that 198's got that
Yeah,
power.
I think number 198.
Yeah.
would
Okay.
have just a little bit of edge.
All right, 2-1. And final match. Advancia versus Intellecta.
I would advance, yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
Of course you guys are. You guys are ridiculous. Intellect is way smarter than Advancia, and Advancia is going to be shut down by Intellecta's intellect. Especially then she's...
In a debate, maybe. But
Now
at least-
listen, Intellecta is not the first version. She is the fourth.
Right, that's a good
And the
point.
fourth version of Intellecta is so much stronger than the first one. My three have been made before her. This is 4. How can Intellecta 4 not beat Advancia?
What if it's not the? It's just the fourth update.
Okay.
So,
firmware-wise.
firmware-wise.
Wait,
not-
whoa. And there's been a bug. There's been a few bugs in the fourth version. So I agree. Advancia will advance. And just because her name is Advancia does not mean she automatically should advance. I just disagree with your premise on this. Advancia is going to circle her around. She's going to hit her with some tubes. She's going to mentally do something, although Intellect could probably break down all of her mental things. That's the thing
That's
about...
why she just resorts to using the
But look
tubes.
at Intellect.
Chokes her out.
Intellect would be able to defend herself against Advancia, though. Give her some props here.
Yeah.
She would.
All right, but he's going to vote Advancia to win the whole thing. Basically, he's already chosen the winner. So we'll go with Advancia for this round. All right. So let's look at our final bracket before we call it a day. So what we're going to have first is a Rebecca Rose Vibris match. Any comments on that match y'all want to give to the
leave it up
users?
to the community.
Yeah.
All right,
Let them
you're not
do
going
it.
to tell them? All right. We're going to go Professor Antares Echo Strike. Very interesting match with an Echo Killer and the leader of all the Echoes.
Yeah.
You're going to go a Max Shelling Replicantus fight, which is going to be 2 pretty large beings. One that might be able to control with the Echo, and the other that's just a massive human being. And then a very inner faction match between 198 and Advancia. So that's where we leave it for the first showdown. We are going to be putting out each day, in the upcoming days, we'll be putting out a vote to see who will continue on the track. So
I think what would be a cool idea is at the end of all of this, the winner of this gets an updated skin for their card.
okay, there you go. You heard it from the artist. Updated skin coming for the winner of this particular battle. Now what we're going to do is after this is done, we will be doing another championship round in which we include more characters. So we have 32 in this one?
Yep.
So we have 32, we'll do another 32 characters, and then we're gonna do the same, then we're gonna have a battle between the 2 champions and see how that works. I don't know if we have enough characters to do 4 brackets, but we'll have to figure that out.
We'll figure it out.
So anyway, so new skin coming for the winner of this championship. So thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our first battle. Somebody, he's tapping on Rebecca Rose, but don't go there, because I'm tapping on Proxy. She's out, but I still think she's going to come back. She's going to hack the system, and all the brackets are going to change.
Intellect was really Proxy the whole time.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Have an awesome, awesome day, whatever day this might be.